Welcome to Jimmy Bean's Wool in Reno, Nevada. We are getting to do so many cool things today. Not only are we seeing the store, we're also going into the warehouses, and we're gonna get an interview with Jimmy herself.
Hello, I'm Gus. Work here at Jimmy Bean's. I'm in retail. I work 2 days a week, Mondays and Tuesdays. I come in and have fun. Customers enjoy. As soon as they walk in the door, you see a smile, and then I can help them. They're excited. It's always a great day at Jimmy Bean's.
Absolutely. Let's take a tour. So starting up here, what do we have?
So this is earth yarn from Turkey, and we start when we make our displays. We have everything from the heaviest weight to the lightest weight.
Okay.
So when you come in, you'd see this would be worsted, this is DK, and then fingering.
Awesome.
And then we also have a sample knit up of all our products, so you can see how the colors drape, how they pool, so you get an idea of what your finished product is going to look like.
Awesome. And I'm noticing some really great labels on here.
So then also we have on the label, we have who made the yarn, where you're going to find the pattern, usually Ravelry or whatever, and then what colors they used on the sample, how many they needed.
Very helpful.
So they can say, aha, I'm going to play with DK weight. I need what size needles.
Yeah.
And they know exactly where to get the pattern from also. And then come on through. So this is Brooklyn Tweed. We just received this yarn. So it's a very popular yarn.
Yeah.
Gorgeous feel. And people are really loving it.
Love that.
And then as we walk through here, this is our little Rowan selection. Okay. We just had Arnie and Carlos, and they are representatives of Rowan. We had them here a couple of weeks ago for a seminar. They came in on Friday night, did a wonderful presentation. We gave Arnie and Carlos gift bags out to all the people that showed up. And they did a presentation Friday night, and then they did workshops for Saturday and Sunday, 2 4-hour sessions.
Wow.
And they brought their books and then used Rowan products.
That's so great.
Following me in here, this is Dream in Color. This is fabulous yarn. It's got cashmere.
So
it feels so nice.
He picked out were we married yet? We were still dating. Mm-hmm. He picked out the gray tabby color.
Yes.
I don't know if they still make that one.
Yes, they do.
And he picked out the cashmere, and I made him his first hand knit item out of this yarn. And so we always look for Dream in Color because we love it.
Okay, so this is Dream in Color Smooshy Cashmere.
Yes.
Again, follow me over here. And this is Dream in Color Smooshy.
Oh, maybe it was this one.
And it's just spectacular yarn.
So nice. So wait, I'm noticing that there's only one of each color.
So we're set up like a showroom. So you see one of every single color that they make on the wall, and the rest of the stock's in the back.
Okay.
So I just tell them, we're like a shoe store. You're trying one sample on here, I grab the other from the back. Oh. And that way it's through every product we have in the store.
So how deep is your stock? Like if I wanted a sweaters quantity, are you going to have?
I will have 10 in the back.
Oh, nice.
Or some I will have 50 in the back.
Wow.
It just matters how fast that product's moving is how much we keep in the inventory.
That's great.
And then also we don't have the color in stock, we can get it from Fort Worth because that's where it is, and ship it to us. We can get it really quick.
Awesome.
So if you want your sweater, we can get that yarn to you as quick as possible.
It's fun to see all the colors, all of them.
Yeah, it's gorgeous.
Very nice.
And this is Cosette, which feel this one.
Okay. Oh.
Silk cashmere.
Oh, nice. Oh, this is called Joshua Tree. We went there. Oh, I love that.
Gorgeous color, gorgeous
Very
yarn.
Pretty.
And behind me is our wonderful claw machine.
Oh, look at this.
And inside you can win Madeline Tosh yarn. Oh. You can win needles. You can win accessories. You can win Delq products.
How fun is that? So how does this work? It's 50 cents?
50 cents. Put your coins in. Claw drops down, and you're wherever you are.
Now, this around it, are these all swatches?
Yes, so we yarn bombed this machine to make it look pretty. Yeah. And we also did a bench at the same time.
Cool.
So everybody made samples, and then we all put it. We had 2 girls sew them all together and put them.
I don't think I've ever seen a claw machine with yarn in it. This is great.
And behind you, we have a slot machine.
Oh, yeah.
And this one, so we set this up so anytime any customer walks in the store, they get a token. And they get to come over here and play. And so they have options are, if they get 3, they will get $50 in Jimmy Bean's bucks.
Wow.
So then they can spend that $50 anywhere they want, whether online or in the store.
That's so great.
So everybody gets to come in, everybody gets to play, and it doesn't cost them anything. Just for walking in the store.
Fun. And you've got this yarned out too, little knit. I love that. It's so appropriate for like being in Nevada, I feel like.
And here's another product that's very popular, Yarn Babe. So Yarn Babe comes with needle gauges, stitch markers, stickers for your water bottle. Cute. And one of the girls here Allison makes these.
Oh, very cool.
So they're custom made. She can do any color you want. She can put your name on it if you wish.
I love that. I love that it comes with a bendy straw and a straw cleaner.
Yeah, and see, here's the Jimmy Beans.
Oh, that's nice.
So if you want just a generic.
I love that.
Oh, so this is our Delaque selection.
Amazing.
And you can see the place to put your needles.
What is this one called?
Hat box.
Oh, neat. It's so unique. Yeah, it's got all the little spots with the scissors and the tape measure.
And it comes with these great Snap containers that everybody loves. These are fabulous. It has a zipper on the side. And they're wonderful. And these great snaps, and they don't bust.
Yes, and you can feed your yarn through it, and it's not going to snag.
Correct.
Love
Correct.
That. Very cool.
And this is some more products, more O snaps that we carry. Nice. This is a yarn from an independent store in Portland. This is the train case, the needle case. We don't put prices on every single item, so every section is going to have a bulletin board, and that will tell you the price. Cool. So right behind you here, there's one on the floor, and gives you the price of everything.
Oh, this is the like fabulous needle binder, right? This is very cool. I love that.
And these are really popular because you can, the net bags, and they're light.
Oh, they are really light.
Really light. Carry your yarn.
But very big.
And you have section here. In this holds, there's the scissors.
Oh, neat.
And of course, another O snap egg inside.
Love that.
These have been very popular. Different colors. This is the satchel. It's like an old doctor's bag.
Oh, that's so cool.
So you feel this and see that?
Oh, yeah.
The snap.
And then the little backpacks. I think I've seen people like I used to live in New York City, right? And this is the perfect size and like lightweight to carry around with you.
They're very light.
Yeah.
They're so and the great colors. And they're wax cloth, so easy to maintain. And the more you kick them around, the more you throw them on that train or airplane, they'll get the more nicer patina.
Cool.
And it'll get softer and softer.
I love that.
So follow me through here. This is our classroom.
Great.
And so this is what we call workhorse yarn. So this is like yarn for like beginners, for sweaters, things you can throw in the wash machine, that kind of staple of if you're, want things that are going to be easy to maintain.
Perfect.
So you're not hand washing this yarn.
Great.
So we have a lot of Cascade yarn.
Awesome.
This is the Cascade Superwash.
And you have every color?
Every color in these buckets.
Wow.
This is the Cascade blanket.
Oh, yeah, this is nice.
This is designed by the owner of Cascade.
Really?
Shannon. Yes, that's one of her designs.
It's really pretty.
And then this is their merino, which feels nice.
Oh, this is really
gorgeous,
nice.
Soft, and you can throw this in the wash machine. So you can make a baby blanket, sweater, and you're not, having to hand wash. Been around for a long Zomber ball, great for socks, so wonderful color work. Here's a pair of socks made out of Zomber ball.
Oh, those are so fun.
And the color's nice, and it changed. I love how you're changing color as you're going along. So
Keeps
it's not
them entertaining.
Entertaining yarn.
Yeah, those are so fun.
More Cascade, and this is their fingering weight for making socks, and this one has silk. So this is the normal wool and nylon. And then down here has silk with nylon and wool.
Great.
Okay.
Love that yarn.
Over here, more workhorse yarn, Cascade, all superwash. Easy peasy. This is a new yarn we just got in, which was the superwash Aran, because people have been asking, they wanted a thicker yarn, so it's a little faster, make that hat. So Aran weight answers your question.
That's cool. And it's kind of like marled.
Marled in like a tweedy kind of effect.
Yeah, it's pretty. I haven't seen this one. It's very cool.
And then people that like cotton, so here we have pandemonium.
Nice.
And bamboo.
Yep.
So if you were in a hot climate like Texas or someplace, bamboo's t-shirt would be perfect.
Definitely.
And here's cottons that we have available. So a lot of people now come in their summertime, so they want to make a cotton t-shirt, or they want to make dishcloths or dish towels. Perfect item. Here is samples of some of the knitwear.
Very nice.
And this is, I'm a weaver.
Oh.
So this is one of the pieces that I made.
Oh, that's amazing.
So.
That's so nice. Oh, it feels good.
And this is a Noro that I had on display, but we change our displays all the time. So every room switches out. So we're like, we want people to be interested and then walk in the stores, see something new.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, everything looks so great here.
More sock yarn. When Arnie and Carlos came, this is Regia, which is fabulous sock yarn.
Yes.
So and it really changes up color.
They do the fun like self-striping, some self-pattern, right? I like that.
And then we have a coffee bar. So anybody comes in the store, husbands want a cup of coffee while their wives are shopping, come in here, get a cup of coffee.
Love that. Well, I have a question. So what kind of classes do y'all offer here?
Okay, so we have beginning knitting, beginning crochet, sock making. Our calendar changes every month because the teachers are always changing. So some months we'll have beginner classes. Other times we'll have a sweater class where it's 3 or 8 sessions. It just matters it changes all the time. People decide, hey, I want to make this sweater. So then we'll set up a class.
Awesome.
So it's nothing, it's always evolving. It's always changing. We never offer the same classes every time. You go on our website on the front page, click on classes, you'll see, they're doing a crochet class, they're doing a knitting class, they're doing a sock class.
Perfect. So, and you bring teachers in too.
We do bring teachers in. Yes, we do.
That's very cool. I love that. Do y'all have any like community sit knits?
Yes, we do.
Or anything?
So every second Tuesday we have from 5 to 7 we open up. The store closes. But not really, because you can still shop in the store, but we're open from 5 to 7.
Oh,
so
nice.
people come in and sit and knit and chat and have fun.
That's lovely.
And we also do a Sunday morning. The store is closed on Sunday, but we do a Sunday morning where the gals come in and sit and knit also.
Oh, very nice.
So there's always something happening. And we post at the different libraries around town so people know what's happening also.
Oh, very cool.
Okay.
I love that. All right.
And then this is what I call this room. This is the lighting in here is wonderful.
I was going to say, it's like,
you really get to see the color. This whole area over here is all Malabrigo.
Wow.
And Malabrigo is just one of my favorites. I love their mohair. I love the Rios. It's like my go-to if I'm going to make something for somebody. It always turns out beautiful. This table here changes out every single month. So right now we're featuring these little felted kits. I just made this one up yesterday, and we're going to set up a display of the finished product.
That's very pretty. This
will be here for like a month, and then we'll change up to something new.
Very cool. Love that.
And these baskets down here, retro. And so what we've done now is you can take a straight knitting needle and 2 end stoppers, put it through here and have your ball of yarn here. So you're pulling and you're still carrying your bag around wherever you go. If you're going to the beach or going wherever you want, you can still carry your yarn and it's in a safe place and it just comes off that roll.
That's so clever.
It's just a knitting needle, you know?
Well, I'm dying because they have the little tiny ones on the keychains.
Yes.
That are so cute.
And then we have a small section here of sample because we don't have enough room to show all our needles.
Oh, okay.
So basically in this room, you're seeing a sample of the different needles, and then you just say, hey guys, I need a knit red size 3 24, and I grab it from the warehouse.
Got it.
So this is just, it gives you an idea of what our needles look like. We even have needle sets, so you can come and see. You can touch them, feel them. We even have a ball of yarn there, so you can feel how that needle moves. How the yarn feels. Over here, same thing. Lantern moon, beautiful needles, some of the little accessories.
Yeah, I have a set of these, the ebony, and I love
the Cadillac of needles. This is a sample of, that changes all the time. We're always updating. And then behind you are some of the clubs from this year.
Oh,
so
wait,
this
tell
is
me more about that.
The knit club
Okay.
and the crochet wrap. And look at their colors.
They're so good. So wait, what are the clubs? Are they like a subscription?
Subscription club. So this is for this year.
Very cool. So it's a shawl.
Yes.
Knit or crochet.
Yep.
Love that. Very cool.
And over here is some blue sky, which is wonderful yarn.
Definitely.
And we have different blue sky patterns. This is from the kit.
I love the little mini bundles that they do. Awesome.
Behind here, wool folk, which is like heaven. It's like the softest, nicest. If you want to make a really lovely gift for somebody, I've made a chemo hat. Would be fabulous with this nice, soft yarn.
Definitely.
Follow me. Some more things to see. Here's a yarn that I really love. It's called Rhoda China. This is made with camel, baby alpaca, merino, and cashmere.
Ooh, I gotta feel that.
Just feel how soft this is. Sport weight, and it's like $21.
Oh, that's not bad at all.
No.
It's very nice.
Very nice, very soft. I like the idea that I've never had anything in the store that had camel in it.
Yeah.
So.
Very cool.
And this is Madeline Tosh. So Laura bought Shibui yarns. So she's transitioning. So this is the original colors of Shibui. And then she's going to transition those into Madeline Tosh colors. But right now, so people that are finishing up any Shibui product, we still have their Shibui color line in effect.
Okay, I was wondering that because I saw this and I'm like, it does look just like the Silk Cloud, and it is.
It's Silk Cloud.
And it's a great yarn.
That's becoming Madeline Tosh.
Very cool.
This is a local indie dyer.
Awesome.
And this display changes up all the time also. But she does wonderful colorways.
And where are they located? Storyteller.
Storyteller. So she is like from Minden, south here of Reno.
Okay, cool. Very nice.
So follow me.
Yeah.
Now this is the Barocco room. So this is mostly Barocco. And then we have Shepia also. Okay. So Barocco is wonderful yarn. Great feel, great price point. So if you want to make a sweater, it's a wonderful yarn. And you're talking alpaca, you're talking $14.
Yeah.
So it's not bad.
That's really nice.
Behind you, we have Barocco Comfort. Great stuff for making blankets, sweaters, things you can throw in the wash machine. This is our Shepia. And Shepia this one is made with recycled water bottles.
Oh, recycled water bottles. What in the world?
And it's non-pilling also.
Oh my gosh. It's really nice.
I worked with it. I made a couple of things I've woven with it a couple of times, and it's turned out really nice.
Very cool.
And then back here is more. We have kits available. So, and these change all the time too. So just matters what design they're playing with, but those always change. And then it's a tight squeeze. More cottons, because people like coming in and making things with cotton. They're allergic to wool. So like you can, assorted colors here. And this is another stonewash one.
That's cool.
And back over here, more Barocco. Great sock yarn, halter wool, which is worsted weight, cotton. And this display here changes all the time. So right now we're just featuring this new yarn. Feel that.
Oh, cool. Oh, what is this?
So this is made with Pima cotton and cupro, which is like a plant.
Oh, nice. That's very nice. It's got like the chain ply.
And another sock yarn. This is from Shepia. And it changes color nice and soft.
Oh, that's cool. Stripes. Very nice.
Big, heavy wool. And then, of course, we have the samples of Madeline Tosh. So every Madeline Tosh fiber that we have a knitted sample. And also the same we do on the tag, let you know who designed it, what the designer is, what yarn that was used,
Very nice.
what color.
Love it.
And so we set up this wall because when you dye yarn, so if you have wool and different weights of wool and different ingredients, like this one has nylon in it, it changes the color. So the yarn grabs differently. So this way there's 48 of the same color in each different section. So you can see how this dyes in sock, how it dyes different in triple twist, how it dyes in DK, and how it dyes in worsted.
Huh.
So that way you can see and feel.
All across.
And you can touch also. And then my favorite go-to yarn is pashmina.
Oh, yeah.
It is soft. It's lovely. Whenever I'm making a gift, I go to pashmina because it's my favorite.
It's got the cashmere in it.
It's got the cashmere.
Very nice.
And it's just nice and soft.
It is.
And this wall over here is our 150 base colors, core colors of Malintosh.
Okay.
So when coming into the store, I always tell customers, hey, come over here, look at your colors, because this is our 150 base colors. And then from there, we can go play.
Wow.
And besides this, we do different colors every month that they will do that won't be on this wall, that will be different. So they'll do like electric rainbow. It'll switch up. These colors on this rack switch up.
Okay.
And this is the 150 base colors for a designer.
I love that.
So if a designer wants to know every Tosh color, they can purchase that.
That's
see
so
everyone.
Cool. You can buy one of these.
You can buy that if you wish.
I really like this. It's like hair. It's like a most fun wig you could ever have. That's so cool.
Hey, Burning Man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Although I would probably keep it safe.
Yes.
From
yes.
anything.
Okay, and then we change up. This is like, have you heard of their products?
No.
Really wonderful skincare products and
Okay.
Beekman products. They do different fragrances. They do soaps. They won the Amazing Race years ago. The two designers from this.
Wow, that's cool.
And great product. And this is Sandis yarn. This is from Norway. It's their Norwegian version of Cascade.
Oh,
so
nice.
everybody in Norway knits with this base.
Yeah, and these are so nice. They have such great colors. Very cool. Not that.
And in the container next to you is Jameson from Shetland Islands. This company is 170 years old.
Wow.
And so it's great for doing color work. And it's very robust yarn.
I love the display with the lockers. So cool.
Thank you. Okay, this is our newest yarn. This is Yarn Citizen. This is Jimmy's product. She went to Peru and found this. This yarn is the on the looms, the yarn that's left on the floor. So it gets respun and re-dyed. And you can get this yarn for $12.
Wow.
This is a alpaca and wool. Okay.
That's very nice.
In-store customers get it for $12. If you're online, it's $15.
Okay.
Okay.
Very cool.
And wonderful colors. And here is some of the knitted samples. So it comes in worsted weight or fingering weight, DK weight, and worsted.
Awesome.
So this side here is the alpaca and wool. And Unity on this side is 100% wool.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Has a nice sheen to it too.
And this is our newest product. This is called Trinity. So it's a mohair.
Oh.
Everybody is doing mohair now. Everybody's carrying mohair with fingering weight when they're making their new products.
Now
so
this says, alpaca, silk, and cashmere. Ooh, that's so nice. It's very fluffy.
Very fluffy.
I like that a lot. So I'm here with Aiyana, and she is going to take us on a tour around the warehouse. So tell us first a little bit about what you do.
Yeah, I am the retail and events manager. So I do all of the displays in the front that you guys went through and saw.
So great.
Any big changes that need to be done, and then any of our huge events. So I know Gus talked to you about Arnie and Carlos. That was our most recent one. We also have 2 retreats this year, one in June and one in October. We have about 150 people coming to see this, to shop this, because they never get to shop the warehouse. So we open it up for the big events. And yeah, so that is the majority of what I do. Just plan the big stuff.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
All right. So take us around back here, because this is not the only warehouse. I think you said you have 3.
This is the main warehouse. This is warehouse 1. This is the majority of where the bulk of the stuff is for accessories and for needles.
Okay.
So this whole aisle here is accessories, starting here and all the way down, and it is alphabetical.
Okay.
So they come and they pull all of their little accessories from this side. The back side, which I'll take you through, is going to be needles. And then we start yarn alphabetical from A to M, I believe, is on this side.
In here.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, cool. Yeah, we can walk around and see it.
Yeah.
It's just nice to see everything like all organized.
Nice, neatly organized, lots of labels so that our fulfillment staff knows where to pull. This side here is going to be all of our needles. Everything again by brand, and then by size, and then by type.
Awesome.
Then we have, starting with the yarn, starting alphabetically. So this is our B's for Barocco. And it just goes on and on and on.
So how many of like a colorway would you typically have back here?
I would say typically you can assume that there's always a bag of 10.
Okay.
Sometimes we will stock 20 of a color, like white. White is always the most popular. We always keep extra of the white. But everything else is kind of from base to base. Things that sell more will have more of a higher stock on. Things that take a little bit longer, we have less because it's flying out the door. So like, for example, Brooklyn Tweed. This is a brand new yarn that we just started carrying. This is a stock that we start with, and then it just blows through and we have to order more.
I'm just imagining like when you get a new color comes in and then you have to like shift everything
Exactly.
down.
Yes. Our fulfillment manager makes sure that he puts the new base in and then shifts everything down, and that way.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. It's crazy. It's a crazy job rotating everything and making sure everything is neat and in the right box with the right number so that it's easy to pull for our team.
Yeah. Awesome.
Then
more yarn.
Della.
Oh.
So we share our warehouse with our sister company, Della Q. So everything up to the sky, all the way down is all Della, all the way up there and back. They will pull wholesale orders from here and our retail orders for the store.
Because you keep all of the Della Q bags here.
Everything. So Della's stock does live from here and runs from Jimmy Bean's.
Wow.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So bags and bags and bags for days, every color, every style. And then this is the end of our M's for the alphabet. And this is the last aisle of warehouse 1. And then we will move on to the next warehouse.
And that's just one of them.
Yes. These are our A boxes. So anything that's international that needs a shipping quote, like first class or priority, they come in these boxes until our customer service team can answer those emails, and then they come down and they pull them and they ship them whichever shipping method they need, or if there's an out of stock or anything like that.
Okay.
All right. This is our second warehouse, and this is S through, I think it's S actually. We have a lot of S's. So we have Rowan and Shepya's. And it just
so all yarn.
All yarn.
Wow.
Yes. This is our lovely production area where they are packing up Blanket Club. Blanket Club is one of our 2 subscriptions this year. Blanket Club, you get 1 skein and 1 piece of the pattern. And then in December, you'll have done every square for the blanket.
Is it, because I know there was a shawl one, which are knit and crochet. Is there knit and crochet for the blanket?
Yes, there is.
Oh,
There
very
is
nice.
a knit one and a crochet one. And this year we actually brought in a wool sensitive, allergy sensitive one.
Oh,
So we have one that's wool and we have one that's acrylic.
very cool.
Yeah.
That's so fun.
Yeah. And then we also do Shawl Club. Shawl Club you saw, they do all the winding for that. And they send those little balls out each month so
my
that they can do
gosh.
the full shawl by June. That's a 6-month club.
So those are like partial skeins. So you're like
Yeah.
winding off bits for that.
Mhm.
Wow, that is like full service.
Yes.
That's very nice.
You get each month you get 2 90-yard skeins of whichever colorway that you like.
Wow.
And then you add that to your shawl as you go. And then you'll have it in the 6 months, you'll have that completed shawl.
Cool.
Yeah.
That's so fun.
Yeah, so anything, kits, the Mother's Day bouquets that get made, the craft vent calendars, that is all this team. They are all the ones hand winding the yarn, packing the boxes, and making everything look really pretty.
Yeah. We passed by, well, I don't know if I can say, we passed by the one for this year, I'm assuming.
Yes.
But I remember then that my very first Advent was from you guys. And in that awesome box, we can like punch out each day, and the
Little
yarn was
treats.
lovely, and then all the accessories were lovely. It was so fun.
Yeah, it's such a staple that we have here. It's something that we actually came up with and kind of ran with for the last couple of years. And we are slowly starting to get away from them, but we do have our birthday box. That's one that we do still anybody can order anytime for their birthday, and it's for your birthday month. So you can count down your whole birthday month, starting with the first day and the last day, because we know that yarn people want new little yarn every day for their birthday.
That's cute. I did not know you had that.
Yeah,
That's so
that one's
fun.
super fun too.
Yeah, treat yourself.
Yeah. All right.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
We will carry on, and I will finish the rest of this warehouse. Mostly just yarn. Here's some books, all of our pattern books. Anything we bring in kind of lives here, and we have one of each in retail, and then they will pull from here for all the back orders.
Nice.
Yeah. So this is the end of our Shepias here. All right, and this is our last warehouse. This is the end of the alphabet. Looks like Earth over this way. And Yarn Citizen for our brand new yarn that is just Jimmy Beans. And then that whole side over this way is all Madeline Tosh.
Oh my gosh.
So that is our big one. Madeline Tosh is probably one of our #1 sellers. And we have every weight starting with ASAP, which is our super bulky, all the way through.
Every weight, just about every color?
weight, every single color.
Oh my goodness.
We do have our stock, and then there are special colorways you can order through us at Madeline Tosh. So any old colorways, even from the beginning of Madeline Tosh, you can contact them, or us, I should say, and place your order for it, and we can get it specially dyed and shipped out to you.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Then we have Unicorn Tails, which is all the mini guys of all the Tosh and all of these bags here. Any of these little 8-gram guys. So any of the full size skeins, you can also get a mini unicorn tail if you wanted to. It's great for socks, for heels and toes and things like that, or color striping, just if you need a little pop. These are all of our Hue of the Month from Madeline Tosh.
Oh, yeah.
So they do a special colorway each month. This is May's.
Pretty.
Madeline Tosh's birthday is in May, so we do Mad May. We have a big event coming up on the 25th of May for Mad May, and we'll be selling one of a kinds, which is slightly unique skeins or slightly off-dyed skeins for $10.
Oh, wow. That is awesome.
Yeah. They always have really beautiful custom colors, the really special ones that they love, that they do one a month because they know it blows out so fast.
Yes, definitely. Yeah, that one's fun.
Our other big thing right now with Madeline Tosh is Stitch and States.
Yes. Oh, this is so cool.
So we are currently doing one color for every state.
Okay.
We are about halfway. I think we're due to end in January. let's see, here is New York. So we did kind of foresty colors because we have a bright one for the city and we have one that's darker for the true colors.
Yeah. Do you have a Nevada one yet?
We did have a Nevada one. Let me see if it is still here. Alabama, Connecticut, Delaware, Georgia, Idaho, Iowa, Montana, New Jersey, New York.
It should be right
it should be here. We must
gone.
be out of stock. They go really, really fast.
Okay.
Here's Oklahoma.
Oh, that's good.
So these are made by each person in our marketing team.
Yeah.
Makes their own photo board of different scenic parts of the state. So you can look at the photos of the state. And then we look through Madeline Tosh's lookbook of colors and we try to find the color that best matches those photos of their state. If it's the water, if it's the forest, whatever it may be, to try to really represent it truly.
So if for states that haven't come out yet, what's the time of the month that you have to be on to get it? Because if they go really fast.
Yeah, so they are always released usually in the beginning of the month. So we usually release beginning of May, beginning of June, beginning of July. And they always go out in our newsletters. So that would be the best place to grab them first because they do go fast. We will be re-dyeing each state, but not until probably they're all done in January, and then we'll start re-dyeing smaller batches of them after that. So anybody that misses them and wants all 50 can get them again.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so fun. So can I get...
Then we go into our Delicue that is smaller, not like the big bags, but all of the little more linen cases and things like that. So this is our partnership with Chicken Boots and all of the Chicken Boots style bags here, which is a brand new partnership we just started this year.
Those are cute. Is I'm not familiar with them. Did they make the fabrics or?
So they make the style of the bag. So this is their style. And then we took our prints and worked with them, but they are known for these plastic casings that separate your bags. So you can separate with yarn and with needles and have different areas for different things.
Very cool.
And then the rest of our Della. Stitch markers, different types of bags, standing needle cases. This is one of our newest ones too. It opens up and your phone can be held in it or needles or anything like that.
Yeah, so how does that work?
Okay, so you open it like this and it flips up like this. And so if you are a pattern reader on your phone, you can slip your phone right in here and it will hold your pattern so you can read it. But it also has pockets for your needles or for extra cords or things like that.
That's cool.
And then you can zip it up and it'll travel with you.
I love that.
Yeah.
That's super cool.
This aisle is Yarn Citizen. So this is Jimmy Bean's brand new in-house yarn. We just started carrying it. We just started taking wholesalers for it. So now other stores can carry it.
Oh, awesome.
As well. It is wonderful.
What's your favorite base?
I would say the brand new Trinity is my favorite. It's a version of mohair, but it's a little bit thicker and it feels a little bit nicer. It's a little softer.
Oh, yeah.
It feels like a cloud.
It feels so good. It doesn't have the long hairs like the mohair.
Yes.
It's very soft.
All short fiber, and it's baby alpaca, mulberry silk, cashmere.
Oh,
so it's
I
more
love
of a
that.
high-end mohair.
Yes.
Yeah.
Very cool.
So I would say this is an extension of the warehouse. Anything that is kind of sale yarn or gets discontinued comes upstairs.
Going across a bridge.
It's our fancy bridge.
Yeah.
Yeah, so anything, we are kind of running out of room, so we kind of use every little corner we can. So anything up here is kind of sale yarn or accessories. Like we have some really cute crochet kits up here in
Oh, that is
bulk.
cute.
They sell really well in retail, so we order a bunch of them. So we have lots of space to home them all.
Very cool.
And then let's go this way.
Okay.
This is kind of our showroom.
Awesome.
So everything in here is kind of a creative design more room. So Laura can look at all of her colors, kind of decide what design she wants to make with them and have everything in one spot. Same with like looking at all the Delicue. What colors look great? What colors are we missing? What colors would look good in our collection? So this is where she does any of that product development, meetings, new Madeline Tosh colors.
Yeah, this is wild. This is so many colors.
Yes. Gus would tell you in retail that we have 150 core colors.
Yes.
So that is our offering in all of the bases is those 150 colors, but there are more and more and more, probably closer to 500 colors that you can get dyed.
Just wild.
Yeah.
Wild.
Laura is also the Simply Shetland distributor for North America. So we distribute all of their yarn for them. For the North America, this is all of their yarn, any of their colors, kind of some of their samples to keep us motivated.
Yeah,
and
pretty. Very cool.
Yeah. That would be the end of this room. And then we really just have our conference room, which I need to hit the light on.
Yeah, we definitely want to show like the history.
Yes.
It's very cute.
We started our scholarships the year that Huck was born. So that is our Beans for Brains. We do knitting, crocheting, weaving scholarships, and we do that each year. So you can apply on our website, and then we pick 5 winners. We have a local one, and then all of the other ones can be anywhere, and you just apply, and then we pick our favorites.
That's cool.
And then we send your little tuition off.
So what do they get to do with that? They just...
It's for college. So if they want
college.
to, so for anything, any degree, it doesn't have to be in arts. It could be a veterinary programs, all kinds of stuff. We see everything across the board. It's just a way that we like to give back for being a artistic or fiber related craft. So it's something we do to give back.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
I saw that on the website and I didn't know what that was. So that's really neat. I am sitting down with Laura, who is the owner of Jimmy Beans, and I have one question to start with. You got it. What is like, where does the Jimmy part come from? Because you are Jimmy, but your name is Laura. So tell us how that came about.
Well, since you guys have both lived in Texas, I'm going to throw in the Texas element. So I was in Austin, and I discovered this album by a guy named Todd Snyder. I don't know if you've ever heard of him.
No.
So I was in a little record shop. Started listening to this album all the time, met my husband. We were listening to the album, and there's a song called Double Wide Blues in it. And it's this story of a guy who lives in a trailer park, and he is like the most popular guy in the whole trailer park because he has a pool. He has a blue plastic pool.
Okay.
And he wears, this white tank top with mustard stains. Anyway, so my husband's always like, God, and his name's Jimmy.
Okay.
So my husband's always like, God, you're cool like Jimmy, cool like Jimmy. So he started calling me Jimmy from the time that we met. And that's just always been my nickname. So he's never really called me Laura. He's always called me Jimmy. And all of his friends called me Jimmy and blah, blah, blah. So when we decided to open a yarn shop, we were trying to figure out what the names were going to be. We were like, should it be Truckee Knits or, Truckee River Knitting, blah, blah, blah. And I just was like, we were selling coffee. We were going to sell coffee.
Oh, nice.
Because I built a website for a woman who dyed yarn, and I built a website for an espresso cart manufacturer, and they traded me for an espresso cart. Lorna traded me for yarn. So we're like, we have 500 square feet. We're going to open half yarn, half coffee and see which one works. So like the first couple months I was in business, I was mostly hand delivering coffee, around downtown, Truckee. Like that was the primary part. But back to the name, Jimmy, beans for the coffee beans, and then wool for the yarn. And I asked my mentor, I'm like, what do you think? She's like, it's perfect. So it was kind of random and just a little silly, but it seems to have worked.
That's not what I expected you to say at all. Like I didn't know about the coffee part. That's so interesting.
Yeah.
Because I think now you refer to like the people who work here as like the beans, like you're Jimmy and they're the beans, which is so cute.
They did that.
Okay.
So they have like self-appointed themselves, as the beans, and the team that writes the newsletter and does our social and blah, blah, blah. I mean, they have a ton of creative freedom. We're like, here are the rules, here's the sandbox. As long as you stay within the sandbox, have fun.
Awesome.
And they've just kind of taken that and run with it.
I love that.
Yeah.
So you started, was it 2002 in Truckee? How far is that from here in Reno?
Maybe 30 miles.
Okay.
35 miles.
So what was your first store like? So you started with the coffee and the yarn, and then the yarn took off?
The yarn took off. The store was 500 square feet, so it was tiny.
Oh, yeah.
Really, really small. And that included the bathroom. So you'd walk in, and it was an old jewelry store. And I have zero merchandising skills, like negative 20 merchandising skills. Like I would fail the class. And so I used like the glass counters that the jewelry store had left in the building. And I had, the wire grid racks. And it was mostly Lorna's laces. There was some brown sheep yarn, a couple other things. So you'd walk in and it was just wire rack, with just all this random crap in there. And then there was a smaller room to the side with a big, huge espresso cart and a couple of couches that I got from my friend's porch. It was all like on a shoestring budget. And we were lucky because it was early 2000s, so there was no social media. So people weren't taking pictures and sharing how crappy it looked.
you had to start somewhere, though.
Yes.
I'm sure it had charm.
It had charm in that we were the only game in town.
Yeah.
And I guess, we were friendly. It was just me in the beginning. And what kind of happened is in Truckee, at least at the time, 80% of the population is second homeowners. So there's a very small base population. It was about 10,000 people during the week, and then 100,000 people on the weekends. And so Friday, Saturday, Sunday, I would get all of these people from the Bay Area primarily who were driving up. And the scarf craze had hit. So this was back when like Julia Roberts and Daryl Hannah and, all these like celebrities were knitting.
Yeah.
And we were all doing these like super easy, simple scarves. So I didn't have to spend a lot of time teaching people. And I had just learned how to knit about 6 months before.
Oh, wow.
Or 9 months before.
And you're like, yarn store, that sounds great.
That's a different, yes.
That's pretty incredible.
Yeah. And so people would come in, and we had built, we were software engineers. We had just moved from San Francisco, about a year before. And so we built a website and a platform and inventory management and point of sale and all that stuff, which wasn't available. There was no Shopify.
Right.
There's no Facebook back then. So we built a system so that when you came in and bought something, I'm like, hey, if you want more, or your friend likes this when you go home, you can buy this online. And that was before people were really comfortable buying stuff online. And so I think that personal interaction, gave them some confidence, so they would go home, their friends would buy stuff. I would sit there, Monday through Thursday and fill the orders within like 10 seconds of them placing the order.
Wow.
Give it to Nick, the postman, and they would send it out and it'd be there in a day or two. So all of a sudden at the very beginning, we got a reputation, I think, for really quick service, accurate service.
Yeah, that's incredible.
Yeah. So,
I've ordered needles from you before when I need like Chagas or something.
Yeah.
And they come in like days.
Yeah.
And I'm like, this is incredible.
Yeah. Well, we've just kind of all adopted that's one of our competitive advantages. And it's just who we are. We're very, we operate by the golden rule. So when we order from somewhere, we want the package soon,
Mhm.
right? So we assume other people would want the same thing.
Yeah.
So we try to ship within 24 hours.
When you want to
You
cast on a project, you want to cast on a
You
project.
want to cast on. Yes.
Got to get
yeah.
started.
Yes. Yeah.
That's incredible. So
yeah.
2002, you have the 500 square foot store.
Yeah.
And then I know you've moved through many locations before you
Mhm.
arrived here
Mhm.
in 2021.
Yes.
So kind of
yeah.
take us along that journey, like start to expand.
Yeah. In 2002, opened the store. And then in 2004, we decided to open a location in Reno.
Okay.
So we had 2 locations.
Oh, okay.
And it was in the strip mall, but we had a customer who came in and was like, you should open a shop in Reno. And we're like, okay. So
Yeah.
Vicki Davies, I'll never forget, from she worked at UNR. We're like, okay, if Vicki says we should open a shop, we should probably open a shop.
Yeah.
Zero research. Total just gut, that sounds like a great idea.
Wow.
So we opened a shop there, expanded that. And then within 3 years in 2007, we let the Truckee location go.
Mm-hmm.
So it was it had been 5 years since we had opened that.
Mm-hmm.
So we closed that. So now we're just fully committed to Reno. And after a number of years, we were there till 2011 in the strip mall,
Yeah.
over by Trader Joe's. And we kept picking up, spots in the strip mall. So at this point, we kept expanding.
Oh,
So we
nice.
started with one. They're about 1,100 square feet each.
Mm-hmm.
Then we got a second one. Then we got a third one. Then we got half. We borrowed like half of somebody's.
Wow.
And so when it was time for us to get a new space, we just luckily found a spot that was an industrial area.
Mm-hmm.
That was about 2 miles down the road, and it was 20,000 square feet. So we went from 3,500 to 20,000, but it was only, I want to say it was like $800 more a month.
Mm-hmm.
So we just went for it.
Yeah.
So we did it. And then what we didn't know is that was in a floodplain.
Mm.
So we had a flood scare one year, and then the next year it did flood. It was going to flood so much so, it got within this far from breaching,
Oh my gosh.
The facility.
Mm-hmm.
So we had taken everything out. So we gutted the whole place. We put everything in U-Haul trucks, drove it to a parking lot at a higher elevation.
Oh my gosh.
And then found another spot that Monday. This was on a weekend. And so
you're like, we have to get out of here.
We have to get out. And our lease was almost up,
Right.
and I hadn't signed the lease.
Mm-hmm.
It was sitting in my inbox.
Mm-hmm.
So it's all this serendipity stuff,
Yeah.
that happened. And so we found a spot. And you don't have to include this, but just because it's fun.
Mm-hmm.
So we go on Monday, on Sunday, I'm like, we got to find a new spot. So Monday we go tour this new spot, which
Mm-hmm.
was where we were last, and it's empty. I thought it was perfect.
Yeah.
I'm like, let's just do it. And so we say to the leasing guy, we're like, okay, this is it. We want this place.
Yeah.
When can we move in? He's like, well, the lease usually takes 30 days. I'm like, we don't have 30 days. We have everything in a U-Haul.
Yeah.
I'm like, I was thinking this afternoon.
Yeah.
And he's like, no. I'm like, how about tomorrow? He's like, no. I said, just call the landlord. Just ask. It's empty.
Yeah.
Like, why not?
Right.
So he calls the landlord. Turns out she's been a customer of ours since day one. In fact, my dog, and we lived right down the street from each other in Truckee, and my dog had ended up in her yard one time, and she had called me. So she's like, yeah, they can move in tomorrow. No problem.
That's great.
All I need is the certificate of liability.
Mm-hmm.
So we executed the fastest lease ever in the
Wow.
history of Reno, apparently. 24 hours. We moved in the next day, and we were there for 2011, 2016, I guess 5 years.
Yeah.
And then we found this building, and we bought this building.
That's great.
So long story.
No, that's so cool to just
Yeah.
hear. You're over 20 years.
Yeah.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
That doesn't happen a lot in the yarn industry. So
I
you're
know.
doing something right, and to keep growing. How big is this space?
About 20,000.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's approximately 16,000 on the floor. And then
Mhm.
there's another few thousand on the top.
Yeah.
So about the same.
And it's great. I love the way the storefront is laid out, and we got to look around the warehouse,
Yeah.
and it's incredible, everything that
Yeah.
you've done. So you have not just Jimmy Beans, where you're representing all of these different, yarn companies and, accessories. You can
Yeah.
go on and get so many things from your store. You also now own many different businesses.
Yeah.
So what are some of the different ones that are now under your umbrella?
So we purchased Namaste. That was the first time we had done an acquisition. I had no idea what we were doing. And Kelly, who owned Namaste, was a friend of mine. And when they were closing, she had called me and she's like, "Do you want to take this over?" And I'm like, "I can't. I don't have any experience. I don't know how to do it." And fast forward about 2 years, so she shut it down. And about 2 years later, we had hired Shannon, who is a merchandising genius and has been able to like fill that gap and just make everything look amazing. And she's really good at product development as well. So Shannon and I were like, basically we reached back out to Kelly and said, "Hey, could we take this back on?" And so we relaunched the brand. So we bought it from her, started making handbags again. And then about maybe a year or two later, Della Quimby came to us and said, "Hey, I want to shut down. I'm going to retire. Would you like to take this on?" So we bought Della from her. Now we had some experience in manufacturing and doing a little bit of wholesale, which we hadn't done before. So we bought Della. And then around the same time in the same year, Madeline Tosh was having some issues, and we had carried a ton of Madeline Tosh for a long time. We were one of their biggest customers, and so we bought that, and that's in Fort Worth. So now all of a sudden we have manufacturing, we've got employees, we've got a factory. So that took us about 2 years, I think, 2-3 years to kind of get our
get it ground underneath you and kind of get it.
Yep, to get situated. And then we purchased Simply Shetland, which was a distributor of Jameson's of Shetland. And I had been to Shetland with a former employee years and years ago and had fallen in love with the brand. And so the opportunity to distribute, which was something we had never done before, came about. And my friend Kit, who owns Church Mouse Yarns, she's like, "Please, I really want you to take this over. We, blah, blah, blah." So we took that over about 1.5 years ago. And then this winter we took over Shibui.
Awesome.
And then we took over Dream in Color. So,
that's so cool.
And so Dream in Color was being operated in Arizona. So we moved all that from Arizona to Fort Worth. And that's
so now you've got the two there in Fort Worth. Very cool.
Yeah. So now our Fort Worth facility, we've kind of reimagined and reconfigured it. It's the Maddie Tosh Group. So it's Madeline Tosh, it's Dream in Color. We launched a new brand called Yarn Citizen.
Yes, it's so nice.
Yeah, so we did that last year as well. So now we're wholesaling that. We've got the Simply Shetland, and so now it's like this whole kind of wholesale distribution group. Like it feels, I'm like, oh my God, we're like grown-ups, And the team was at the trade show, and they showed me the pictures of the booth, and I'm like, we look like a real company. And they're like, we are a real company. I'm like, I know, but I don't, I've grown up with it.
Right.
So for me, it's just little step after little step. We're not like trying to grow and rule the world or whatever. We want to keep having fun. We want new things to learn about. We want new things to like, just create.
Did you ever imagine that you, in 2002, with your 500 square foot shop, that you would have?
No,
so
I just
companies.
wanted to mountain bike and trail run. My hours, it was just me, and my hours were 10-ish to around 6. I'm like, I'll get there when I get there. If a run goes long or I get a flat tire, I can't commit to being there at 10. And this is just, it was either that or Starbucks. And so, but then kind of the competitive, like self-competitive, I'm not competitive with other people as much. But just this drive of like, ooh, and then what if we could do this? And what if we could do that? And this constant need to learn and tackle new challenges. And then now I have a team of people who like to tackle new challenges as well.
Yeah, you've got a great team here. Just meeting everyone has been so fun.
Yeah.
So
really lucky.
I want to know a little bit about like you personally with your mountain biking. I think you said you play football. Like you're like the coolest person.
No, I just, thank you.
What do you do?
Well, so I grew up in North Carolina,
Uh-huh.
primarily in Texas,
Yeah.
and then ended up going to grad school and, just not really knowing what I wanted to do. And played rugby. I've always been an athlete. And so when we moved up to Tahoe, spent a lot of time skiing and mountain biking, and really trail running has been, what I have done for a long time. And then football, my husband saw an ad that they were having open tryouts for a women's football team here. And it turns out the team here is 2-time national champions.
Wow.
So they have just this solid team. And he's like, you should just go play. Like, it'd be a fun, so I could hit people. Like, that's really fun to tackle.
And it's allowed.
Yes. Yes.
That's so cool.
Yeah. And it fires off a different part of the brain.
Yeah.
And my son, one of the original ideas, so my son is 14. He's in 9th grade, and he was going to play football too. So we thought that, we could just kind of start this journey together and learn it together. He tried it for a summer and he didn't like it. So,
but you carried on.
But I carried on. Yeah. And I'm like, oh, this is really fun. It's challenging, really challenging. So I think I just like to do new stuff that's challenging. I like to learn. I like to travel. I like to meet new people.
Yeah. That's very cool.
So just kind of pushing my body and my mind to failure. I think
that's good. And then you just keep getting, doing new things and trying new things.
Yeah.
So what does your day-to-day look like now? Are you here a lot? It sounds like you've got places, all over the country, but I think you also said you like to travel. So what does like a normal day? I don't know if you have one.
I don't. Probably like you guys. Like there's just no normal day. I have been home now for 3 weeks.
Okay.
And that's the longest I've been home, probably in 9 months.
Wow.
I don't think I've been home longer than 10 days. So the last 6 to 9 months, and I did it to myself, with the Shibui and the Dream in Color and the shows. And, we've just been pushing and pushing and pushing. And so with that comes going to Texas, going to Arizona, going to shows, just all kinds of sporadic, I guess. So there's no routine.
Right.
So I have a routine when I'm in Texas.
Yeah.
I have a routine when I'm here. I have a routine when I go to a hotel, blah, blah, blah. But I don't have, it just depends.
Right.
Now that I'm back home and, the craziness of the winter and of these new businesses has just settled down as of the last week or two. Now I'll start to get back into my routine where, you wake up, I have coffee, I check in. Our team in Texas starts at 5:30 Texas time, which is 3:30 here.
Oh my goodness.
So if I'm up around 6:30 or 7, they've already been going at it. So I check in, see if there's anything urgent that needs to be dealt with. Maybe I'll spend 10 minutes and do yoga. And then now that things are starting to settle down, hopefully I'll start to get back in the habit of maybe reading. So try to keep up with what's happening in AI, what's happening in marketing, what's happening in business.
Because you said you were in tech at one point. Yeah. That's very cool.
And I love that part of it. Figuring out what's coming down the road 2 years from now.
Yeah.
And how do we take advantage of all that? That's really fun for me.
Neat.
So I like to read. So I, might go read, or I'll take, we live right on the edge of the mountains. So I'll just take the dog and listen to a book on tape, usually about business.
Love that.
So I'll go hike for an hour or two and fill my brain with ideas of what could we do and what should we be doing? Or, how can I be a better person? How can I be a better leader?
Very cool.
Yeah. And then check in with the team, see how things are going. I handle all the finance. So, and we're doing a big migration on our website right now. So we're migrating to Shopify. So we're redoing the whole thing.
Oh, wow.
So,
that's a big undertaking.
It's a big undertaking.
You
so
have a lot of stuff on your site.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. Incredible.
So it just, it really depends.
Well, I have one last question for you. Yeah. What is something coming up this year that you're excited for? It can be about Jimmy Beans. It can be about something you're doing.
Yeah.
Anything that you can share with us.
I'm really excited about the Shopify migration.
Okay. So what is that going to look like for you guys and also for the customer?
Well, so for the customer, we are entering the 21st century. So my husband, Doug, has built our entire site, our entire platform, and he's a brilliant engineer, brilliant. So, but with that means that he's the only one who really can update things. You know, it's very limited in terms of how many of us can jump in and make changes and make it look a certain way and blah, blah, blah. So it's taken years and years for us to get to a point where Shopify, one, is ready, and we are ready to fire him. And he's been wanting to be fired for years. But he finally is like, all right, I'm ready.
Okay.
You know, so this is where, you know, kind of the interesting part of, and, you know, being married and being business partners,
Yes.
you know, there's give and take. And there just is, you know, my marriage is what's most important. So when push comes to shove, that's where I'm always going to lean.
Right.
But right now we're in a great spot where he's ready to make the switch. So for our team, it means that we're all going to get to learn new skills.
Yeah.
And I'm really excited that, and what we've been talking about is everybody now on their resume is going to be able to put these Shopify related skills as opposed to the Jimmy Bean system skills, which don't transfer, you know, to another company. On the customer side of things, I mean, it's just the user experience is going to be more similar to what they find, you know, on most other sites.
Awesome.
Right. So just more modern. We'll be able to get more creative with promotions, get more creative with our loyalty program. There's just like the opportunities are endless.
That's great.
The way it looks is like, it's so cool. Like it looks so cool. It still looks like us. So there's going to be a bit of an adjustment period, of course, because we're doing a hard, like a hard migration as opposed to making small micro changes. So, you know, for the first month or two, it might be a little frustrating for some people because it's change, but the end result is it's rad.
That sounds great.
So cool. And it's going to mean that Doug can step back some. And that's really important to me.
Definitely.
You know,
that sounds great. It sounds positive.
It's so positive. Yeah. Like it's going to be a nightmare, but it's going to be worth it. It's going to be awesome.
Do you have a timeline, or is it like we have to keep
this summer?
Oh, great.
Yeah. I mean, we're pretty close. Like, the developers are almost done coding everything. So now we're going to go into QC and testing.
Great.
Yeah.
Very exciting. So it'll be coming out really soon.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Well, thank you for taking the time to come and sit with us today. And
thank you.
I've loved getting to know you more. What you have built here is just amazing.
Yeah, it's a great team. And we're so lucky. I mean, I fully believe that we have the best team in the industry.
I could agree with you.
Yeah, like 100%. I just can't imagine how it could possibly be better.